Well, as we look ahead to the new year, it gives us a chance to reevaluate our life. What do we love? What do we need to work on? We sort of take inventory. Here to help us focus on what's important when setting boundaries is psychotherapist Dana Skaggs. Dana, welcome back to Daytime.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Sort of a perfect time to talk about this. As we head into a new year, I think we all kind of take stock of what we like and what we don't like, what we want to change.
That's it. And usually when people think about New Year's resolutions, you hear them say things like, I want to lose weight, or I want to go back to the gym, or I want to stop smoking. And those are all great things. And really looking at it from a boundaries perspective, those are a form of setting boundaries. They're setting limits on ourselves. They're self-care, which that's our responsibility to take care of ourselves, because nobody else has the responsibility of doing that. But I would really like for people to think beyond that a little bit. And as they go into 2024, because I hear when people are coming into my private practice, they say things to me like, I can't say no. Mm-hmm. They call themselves, I'm a people pleaser.
Right.
Which means they're kind of caught in this cage where they can't feel peace, they can't feel happiness unless the people around them are happy. And that doesn't work very well.
No, because we can't control what other people are thinking, what other people are feeling, but we try, which will just wear us down.
Yes, and that's not our job. It just pulls gas out of our tank to do that. Our job is to manage what I call in our yard. You know, our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, those are all in our yard to be responsible for and to change. We get to change those things, which is amazing, but we also need to take accountability. We can own something if we've done something that we feel like has been hurtful. We can own it. We can say, I did that, I'm sorry, I'll try my best not to do that again. Also think about the yard on the other side of the fence. That is the other person's thoughts, the other person's feelings, what the other person does. That is not ours to own or try to control. And we have to understand the fencing. Take responsibility for what belongs to you and not be overly controlling over what's in somebody else's yard.
So what is the first step? If we know that we're doing this, because I feel like people are aware, but they don't know how to change it, or they don't give themselves the ability to change it.
Yeah, so first of all, it's just the education, is understanding what's going on. And let me give you sort of an example of what I call a boomerang issue. So if we have an issue with someone, something's happened, something someone said or did has kind of hit us the wrong kind of way, and we can't let it go. We've tried to fling it out. We try to let it go because we don't want to have to deal with it, right? We don't want to have to talk about it. We don't want to have to bring it up to the person because we feel like they're not going to like it. Mm-hmm. We feel like their response is not going to be favorable. So we try to not think about it. We fling it out, but it keeps boomeranging back in the form of intrusive thoughts. We kept, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to have that conversation. But then later on the day, there it is again. There it is again. That's a boomerang. So you look at that, you walk out into your yard, so to say, and you have boomerang in your yard. That means it's your responsibility to pick that up, walk across your yard, and have the conversation with your neighbor about what happened. We only own what belongs to us. So in that conversation, it's like, be respectful. Be calm when you're talking. Be respectful with the other person. You have a right to your feelings, and what the step is knowing that you have a right to your thoughts and your feelings, even if the other person doesn't agree, doesn't understand, or doesn't approve. That's not ours to really be upset about. Mm-hmm. How they respond is not our responsibility. And we get so caught up in, oh gosh, they're going to be upset, so I can't say anything. No. You own what belongs to you. You say your words in a respectful way, and then how they respond, they respond.
Plus, I think then you've thought about it. You've actively kind of come up with this versus sometimes it's going to come out, and it may not come out in a way you want it to come out if we would have just addressed it instead of letting it sort of hibernate and cause more chaos.
Yes.
And you have a podcast, which is very successful. You said you were about to hit a milestone.
Yes, my podcast is called Phoenix and Flame, and later on this month, I believe this coming Sunday, I'll be launching my 100th episode, which is super exciting.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And helping a lot of people in the process, and now you're training motivators.
Yeah, Tony Robbins has a group of master coaches that are going to be taking my course.
Wow.
In February. And so if anyone wants to be educated more about boundaries, they can go to danaskaggs.com. They can take a quiz to see, do I have boundary issues or not? And then I've got a couple of self-studies they could take, or a group course, which is what Tony Robbins Master Coaches are going to be taking.
Very cool. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy New Year. Obviously, some good conversations. If you would like more information, you can check out her website, danaskaggs.com. There we'll also link to that podcast, Phoenix and Flames. I highly recommend it. We'll be right back with more of Daytime right after this.